Hey Tag Team, Allison Roberts here, and I am back with another tag. Tag means talk about grace. Today's tag theme is don't be the problem. So I have this friend, she is such a sweetheart, and it's generally in a work situation like there is overtime or something else to do, or there's some discord of how to do something, and she's like, listen, but just like I do what I have to do, don't want to be the problem in everything. That is just her statement, and it is just a beautiful thing when she says it because it comes from a genuine place, and it's a running joke in my little friend circle. Master Goody said, no, don't want to be the problem, and that it is. That it is. We should not be the problem. What do I speak of when I talk about this? Because there's so many scenarios that can run through your mind when you think about situations that you might be the problem in. But today I'm speaking specifically about doing the will of God. Doing the will of God. Doing what God has called us to do. God has said, go into all the world and make fishers of men. That is our duty, to bring the gospel of Jesus Christ to the world. And a lot of us as Christians are being the problem because we are doing it in our way. We are not completely obedient about this going into the world thing. For some of us, we kind of pick which part of the world is supposed to get the gospel. Just like the story of Jonah, who Jonah said, oh, when God tell him, I'm not going to Nineveh because I know you're going to spare them. And he decided that Nineveh is so awful that they should all die. But God had a different plan for them. And Jonah was the problem because he was the messenger. All the messenger is supposed to do is supposed to bring the word. He cast the judgment, he decided how it's supposed to be, and he ran away from his duty, and he ended up in a very dark place. A very dark place. And that's what happens when you're the problem. You end up in a dark place. And we don't want that as the people of God, right? And so I'm saying, don't be the problem. Be the solution. How are we going to be the solution? We are going to obey God. Simple, simple, simple. God says, go into the world, make fishers of men. Spread the gospel, spread the truth of Jesus Christ. So it's simple, don't it? It is simple. So what our duty is actually to ensure that as church and as Christians we give the good news of faith. I must be honest that sometimes you see some people you feel in yourself say, boy, them far, them the salvation already. If me drop this today, it not gonna connect, and we decide that based on how the person act, how they behave, and how they look. But there are so many times that I've seen different, like when we have crusades on the streets and we look who come to the altar, is the man that looked the farthest. He stood afar off when crusader keep, other people come close, other people listen, other people, you feel like, yeah man, them people are, them two lady are front, yeah man, them get the gospel, them get the message, them a come. And this when it's time for altar call, the man with the weird on the corner, him take him time, and that's how you know say Jesus touch him. That is where you see the truth of the power of God. And so nobody assume, sometimes we say near to God, far from God. Yeah. And we know this in so many ways, that there are people who are actually in the church serving that not gonna make it, and some man were out the street what we feel, what we decide, so them not make it in. So we are the problem. We are the problem when we do those things where God is saying yes and we are saying, me not think so God, though. You can imagine that? You can imagine you will tell God, say you not think so that when they can make it after God, the creator of the universe. That same statement bring me back to the story of the disciples themselves, where Paul, with him bright self, has decided we honor the man of God according to protocol. But Paul with him bright self, I tell God, say, him not think the Gentiles must get the gospel. And the Lord gave him that vision of the sheet falling down and all kind of meats that, for the Jews that was not edible, they were unclean. And he's like, God, from me born, I never touch none unclean, and you tell me, say, And this is God himself that Paul is kind of just, rejecting whatever God is presenting to him. And this is the man who, biblically speaking, is the foundation of the church. So who am I? Who am I? So for us, my encouragement is acknowledge. So where the problem sometimes, acknowledge that because we are not doing what we're supposed to do, people are in trouble. And ask God, I pray that you realign us as a church, as individuals, for whatever your calling is on our lives and for our lives. And just resubmit and say, God, I know my problem, but I am willing to be fixed by you. And so just surrender your life to him so that his will become your will. And that's it. That is it. We want to and we ought to be vessels of honor, bringing the good news of faith to every tribe and every tongue. So we can't pick and choose who must get salvation. If the Lord says it's for everybody, just do your part and present. It is not by you or your words or your convicting statements that lives are changed, but it's by the Spirit. And so once you release that word according to the directive of the Lord, his Spirit will take charge and yield the final result. So don't be the problem. Submit yourself to God and to his will and let it be. Have an awesome week, tag team. Bless you.